So, Disney decided to make a movie. I think you guys know the movie I'm talking about. The Ham Salad movie. Yep, I'm pretty sure nobody's gonna get that reference. If you do, let me know. You'll get a cookie and maybe a Comics Division heart. So tonight we're talking about Solo, a movie nobody asked for, but yet we got it anyway. Excuse me, folks. I have to do something to help me deal with this review. You know, I'm pretty sure between Marvel and Disney making bad Star Wars movies, 2018 is gonna be great for my liver. Oh yeah, numb the pain. Welcome back, Pixel Nation. Comics Division here. How the hell are you? And yes, Eric and James, I made a... What are these things called again? Oh, that's right, a video. Seriously, it's not like I've had a whole lot of whiskey just yet. You know, just the sip from the intro. And this one too. So typically when I record these videos, I have another monitor which I use. I typically just have something I look at while I record. And there's something I noticed here. So in case you're wondering, the whole ham salad reference is from a movie called Hardware Wars that came out in '78. Oddly enough, I saw it at a public library. But there's something I just kind of noticed because I had it on screen. And it's these fucking dice. I swear to God, if this was the inspiration for the dice in The Last Jedi, then all I have to say is, well played, Rian Johnson. Well played. You subverted my expectations once again. Now next time, make a better movie. Anyway, we're here to talk about that steaming pile of bantha poodoo known as Solo, a terrible movie. Now there's two things I want to talk about. The actual movie itself, and then the misuse of the legacy canon. So, if you are a Star Wars fan, I'm pretty sure you know that Han Solo is from Corellia. He was a part of the Imperial Navy, he saved Chewbacca, and it was the reason why he left the Empire. He won the Millennium Falcon from Lando Calrissian in a Savak match, and he did the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. And we got all of this in one movie. Now I do have to say, if you actually shut your brain off, you can actually enjoy the movie. I actually kind of like the first third of the film, even though it fucking mangled the legacy canon. And trust me, that really drives me crazy. If this was just a generic sci-fi movie, this probably would have been fine. There's a few things I want to address here. First off, Corellia isn't a shithole. It is actually the capital of the Corellian system, and the Corellian Run is basically named after this planet. It's actually pretty prominent, much like Coruscant and Alderaan. But if you're abandoned and fall to the wayside, much like Han Solo, you kind of fall through the cracks. And that's kind of how he became a thief, a smuggler, etc., etc. I would have been fine if they just skipped the origin story and just made a movie about Chewbacca and Han. It could have been like Ocean's 11 or something like that, but no, they went this route and they had to cram everything in because you know that thing you know about Han Solo, like his name, it was given to him by the Empire. You get to see the Kessel Run, but it's not about spice smuggling, it's about jet fuel, which makes no goddamn sense. Now, what this movie should have done is showed you how, for the most part, Han Solo became a cynical bastard. After all, the guy is a smuggler and a scoundrel. And ultimately, we get his redemption in the original Star Wars movie. But we really don't get that. And instead, this is what we got. So, Han Solo wants to leave Corellia with his girlfriend Keira Knightley. While they're fleeing the crime syndicate they belong to, she gets caught, he gets away, he joins the Imperial Navy. They give him his last name of Solo. He flunks out because he's too much of a free thinker, and then is basically busted down to the Imperial infantry. This is where he meets Chewbacca, Beckett, and Val, and they all flee together. The rest of the movie is about them trying to steal jet fuel, because this is never mentioned in a Star Wars film ever, and it's never been an issue until The Last Jedi. And quite frankly, yes, hyperspace fuel is a thing, but it's not an issue. It basically almost lasts forever. And yes, it's been a while since I've read the legacy canon on this shit, but quite frankly, it's never really been an issue. It seems more like convenient because plot. What happens is they end up fucking up this train heist that has the fuel, because this individual named Infant's Nest shows up. Val dies. They have to go to the crime boss and convince him not to murder them, and then do the Kessel Run to steal more fuel, even though the Kessel Run was about smuggling spice for Jabba. This movie is a goddamn mess. I actually enjoyed the first third of the movie when I switched my brain off and didn't think about Star Wars or Han Solo. Once they introduce L337, if you're paying attention, that's Leet speak for Leet. This is where the movie really gets terrible. First off, let's talk about Leet. My first impression was, wow, look, it's Kathleen Kennedy on screen. She's wearing a pussy hat and has a Forces Female t-shirt. I honestly wasn't sure if this was a parody or if they were seriously pushing a feminist agenda. And for a moment, I really did think that she was going to start talking about the wage gap. I'll be honest with you folks, I was kind of happy when the droid got blown up. So while on Kessel, L3 basically starts the riot by going and freeing the droids and the slaves and this, that, and the other. And it's absolute chaos. You think that would be fun, but it's actually kind of not. I was glad. I was glad when that moment was over. Oh, and there's another thing too. They upload L3's personality into the Aluminum Falcon. Because, the ship's temperamental. And that explains it. And it has nothing to do with the fact that it's an old hunk of junk. But hey, R2 talked to the hyperdrive. Anyway, this is supposed to be about Han Solo being Han Solo, and the movie was not that. They made him too much of a nice guy, and they even called it out where Kira's like, you're a nice guy, and he's like, no I'm not, I'm a bad guy. It's like you're either a bad guy or you're not. It was dumb. Ultimately, this movie should have been about Han Solo becoming jaded and cynical and the smuggler we know and love, but we didn't get any of that. Let's talk about Alden Ehrenreich. I thought he was kind of charming. I mean, for all the bad shit I heard, I thought he did pretty decent. I mean, it's still hard to stack up against Harrison Ford and all, but it was alright. Donald Glover was great as Lando Calrissian. He was pretty fucking smooth, and, if you fuck that up, it's not Lando. And then there's the whole Pando thing that Kasdan threw out there. I don't know. Sometimes, whenever they have these interviews, they throw out these stupid questions like, is Cap gay for Bucky? And they're kind of like, yeah, maybe? Because, if they say, no, man, Cap and Bucky are just friends. A response like that is usually interpreted as, you support the gay genocide. And that's kind of the way I feel like the whole Pando thing played out. It's dumb. It's really fucking dumb. Anyway, you kind of get the impression that L3 had a thing for Lando. And I don't know if they're really trying to push the whole thing that Lando fucked his droid. But, I mean, it was kind of funny. So Keira Knightley and L3 were talking like, how does that even work? And L3's like, trust me, it works. Okay. Did you guys forget that Star Wars is a family film thing? Yeah. About that. It still makes me want to go, hey, droid fucker, do you need any help? Anyway, I digress. The other major issue with this film is it doesn't have a clear antagonist. Is it Beckett? Is it the mob boss they work for? Is it Keira Knightley? Is it Empty Nest? Is it the Empire? No, it's really none of these things. The plot, it's terrible, and as much as you get some pretty cool scenes, that does not make a good movie. And it makes me really kind of fear for the franchise, because let's face it, folks, Star Wars is fucking dead. And it's unfortunate, because I grew up with these movies, and I loved them, like most people. And Disney went and shit on it. Oh well. What can you do? Now, before I talk about the things I actually enjoyed with the film, I want to address the whole thing with Infant's Nest. I don't get this character, because it feels like they were trying to build up for this character to be the bad guy, and then at the end there's this big face reveal, and it's this like 16-year-old girl. And I'm like, is that supposed to be Jaina Solo? Oh, is that Val Beckett's daughter? I mean, they really could have set that up a lot better if it was. It was honestly kind of disappointing. Yeah, I was kind of hoping it would be an alien or something like that. I don't give a shit the fact that the character's female. It didn't make any sense. They were trying to do like some proto-rebellion thing, and quite frankly, it fell flat. Towards the end, the movie kind of gets preachy on some level, and I stopped paying attention because I didn't care anymore at this point. Like I said, this movie really suffers from a lack of a good antagonist. Okay, so let's talk about the positives of the movie. I thought the cinematography was actually pretty decent. The movie does come off as a bit murky. They could have done a better job with the lighting, but as far as the director of photography is concerned, I felt he actually did a pretty good job. And there were some pretty nice shots. A lot of the space battle stuff was pretty cool. There's something I felt that they actually got right when it came to the Legacy canon, and that was including the concept of the Maw, which is around Kessel. You have this giant black hole that is near Kessel, and this is the reason why things are supposed to be so treacherous. So I think from that aspect, that was kind of cool. What else to like? Like I said, Lando was pretty good. The whole gambling thing was interesting. I mean, it wasn't terribly memorable, but it was kind of fun. The problem is that there is a mixture of things that make this movie bad. But if they actually pulled it off, the movie could have been fun. And you see it. But ultimately, it's just kind of disappointing. Okay, I think I rambled on long enough. What were your thoughts? Did you have fun? Did you enjoy the movie? Do you think I'm full of shit? This is a conversation. So leave your comments in the thingamajiggy thing. The comments section. Also, if you enjoyed this review, why don't you give me a like? Also, you can give me a thumbs down. That's considered to be interaction, by the way. Jokes on you. And if you're new, subscribe to my channel, because occasionally I do videos and live streams as well, and we talk about comic books. Who doesn't love comic books? Probably most people. Anyway, folks, that's all I got. And until next time, keep it real, I guess. Enjoy your reads? Is that how I end these things? Jeez, I think I really did have way too much whiskey this evening. Anyway, folks, see you next time.